Today, we're talking about a topic that we touched on a little bit in our previous video, and that was children and touch, right? And I'm also talking about infants. In that video, we had discussed a very terrible tragedy that happened where a group of orphans were not all able to get touch, and some of them passed away because of it, right? Their growing and developing bodies and nervous system needed something and didn't get it, right? And that was human touch, human interaction. So kind of moving away from that dark topic and into a brighter topic, I have taken a little bit of my career, a little bit of time out of my career to specialize with pregnant moms, also postpartum as well, and children. And I took the time to study these topics because I was terrified of them. When I was in massage school, they made it sound like if you even look at a pregnant woman the wrong way, she'll just die, right? And spontaneous abortion or something like that. And the same thing came up when I was working with kids. It seemed like under the age of 5, if you just touched a child wrong, they would have these serious problems because of it, right? And I didn't like feeling like that. I didn't like feeling like I had to push a whole populace or multiple populaces of people away because I thought it was going to hurt them. So I spent a fair amount of time studying, what happens during pregnancy and how we can help with massage and after pregnancy and how do you help kiddo, right? And not even necessarily help kiddo, but how do you set kiddo up to almost be superhuman, right? And that's the beautiful thing about massage, and it's in so many ways. There just aren't that many negative side effects. I mean, don't get me wrong, there can be circumstances to where you can create negative side effects with massage, absolutely. Contraindications, all of that. But when it comes to like just general practice, no contraindications, massage therapy is one of those beautiful things that just doesn't really have a downside to it. And when it comes to infant massage, and to clarify, you're not taking your infant to a massage therapist and like dropping them off and being like, I'll pick you up in an hour, kiddo, let me grab some Starbucks or something. No, that's not happening. Like, mom and dad, you're going to learn from the massage therapist how to massage your child. And what that can bring about is so cool. I remember when I was teaching pathology at one of the pathology classes at the Arizona School of Massage Therapy, and we were talking about multiple sclerosis, and it's this disease where basically you have this wrapping around your nervous system, around your nerves, right? And it's not continuous. You have it in these sections, right? These different sections, and the more wrapping you have around these sections, the better, because what that's going to do is it's going to insulate your nervous system. And you have these little gaps that happen in between. Now, what these gaps do is they basically force the charge to jump from gap to gap. In fact, this is called saltatory conduction. Saute in French means to jump. So it's jumping conduction, right? And it moves much faster because of it. Now, what can happen with this disease is that starts to unravel, right? So then you have a slower response, you have a slower conduction of that signal, and that's not good, right? To get that information slower doesn't benefit you in any way. Now, doing massage early on, like, you're already going to grow this wrapping. It's called myelination, right? You're already going to myelinate your nervous tissue as you're growing. You should be growing this, I should say. Massage therapy will radically increase the amount of myelination that happens in a child, right? In fact, some research suggests that children being massaged early on, from the ages of just after birth up to 5, can actually develop so much myelination that even when they come down with a disease like multiple sclerosis and their body starts to unwind, or literally the nervous system starts to unwind. And this is not a comfortable thing, by the way. Like, there's nobody who's going through MS who's just like, oh, it's fine, right? No, you're tired and you're in pain and everything hurts. But for children that have gone through massage, like routinely throughout their childhood, can have this disease and tend not to feel the effects as much, maybe even not even at all, because there's so much there that they're protecting themselves, right? You can almost think of it in the same sense. This is kind of off topic, but you can almost think of it in the same sense as Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, right? This is something that plays off of the Y chromosome. So women having two X chromosomes, or I should say, it doesn't necessarily play off the Y chromosome. Excuse me. It attacks a very particular protein, and because of the dual X chromosome, you have an excess amount of this protein. So when it attacks women, they could be asymptomatic for the most part. You can be a carrier, but you could be asymptomatic. But with men not having the extra X chromosome, it can radically affect a male's ability to move. And this is why you will see basically exclusively men with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy and not women. The point I'm trying to make here, though, is when you have extra stuff in the body like that to fight bad things, it can make it seem like those bad things aren't even there, right? So you could set your child up for a wonderful, wonderful bout of health. And even thinking about this, right? So 50% of your health as an adult is determined in the 9 months you're in mom, right? So during what is happening to you in utero, what's happening to mom, can determine 50% of your health as an adult, right? Which to me screams mom needs lots of massage, right? Absolutely. But it would also seem like I don't think that would just like stop as soon as you're born. I would think that the first 5 years of your life account for another large portion of as your health as an adult, right? And there are definitely studies to help back this and help suggest that this is accurate information. That being said, a lot of us start to make changes when we feel the symptom, right? So you start to get up in age a bit and feel the aches and pains, and that's when you're trying to do something about it, and which is good. Don't get me wrong. Don't want to discourage that. But you could have got so much further starting earlier and earlier. I was talking with one of my financial coaches, and I love the saying he has, right? Because it's always like, people will ask him, when's the best time to start saving money? And he's like, when you were like the very second that you had $1, right? Like as a child, right? Like if you were 5 years old, that's the best time to start saving. What's the second best time to start saving? Right now, right? And I think that applies to massage therapy as well. Like if you're talking about your health, when was the best time to set yourself up for total success? Well, when you were born, right? When you were 1. When's the second best time? Right now. Do something about it now. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have the ability to massage your child, you should get plenty of touch, and you should get with your massage therapist. Get with me. I would love to teach you my protocol, my routine. It's supposed to be fun, by the way. Like I'm not gonna, teach you these like boring, intense techniques. No. You're like, telling your child a story and bonding with them. Oh, God. I'm getting teary-eyed, actually. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. And everybody should be doing massage therapy on their children. I mean, just basic Swedish techniques, cranial sacral techniques can really help. Naturally, some of the energetic techniques would help as well. So there's all stuff for you to look into. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to give you some info on it. I'd love to talk to you more about children's health and mom's health and all that, and what can massage therapy do about all of it. So Thank you again for your time and your energy. Feel free to check out my mobile service. Feel free to check out the new office that I've just opened. Check out my personal training services. And of course, I'm coming out with a second edition to my book. So feel free to stay tuned for that. But I will go ahead and catch you in the next video. We'll see you.